So as Aurora spreads her golden fingertips across the eastern sky, I busy myself with getting underway. I would have liked to have spent another day or two out here in the Dry Tortugas, but the weather gods are sending us another cold front. And while the front is not forecast to be terribly strong, the high pressure behind it is, which is going to mean a period, possibly a full week, of fresh to strong easterly winds. And as we have to sail east to get back to civilization, that could mean some difficult windward work. So best to sail now while the conditions are more gentle, and we've got a more favorable angle on these north to northeast winds. So this will be a morning of several fumbles. I just realized now that I didn't boot my computer up with the open CPN charts on them. And while it's not too difficult to navigate out of here during daylight, still I like to have the chart plotter going as extra precaution. And then while I was getting the staysail ready to race, I didn't have the helm lashed properly, and she rounds up into the wind and sails off to the side of the channel. So I'm on the shoal now. And so it's hard helm up. I'm trying to steer back down toward the center of the channel. I'm seeing the bottom going underneath the boat and watching that with some trepidation. But I never touch bottom. A miss is as good as a mile, but would have been better if I'd never gotten in that situation in the first place. Then I raised the staysail and almost get it all the way up 2 blocked when I realized I forgot to tie the sheets in. So then it's back forward to lower the staysail, tie the sheets in and raise it again. So I finally get all that sorted out, and she's beginning to kick up her heels here. We're starting to move, but we still have a fair bit of tacking to do to finally get out of the shallow water and get on our course. Well, an inboard diesel definitely does simplify the whole process now, doesn't it? So we caught up to our little friend here. He left just before we did. It's a little 25-foot. He told me what it was, and now I've forgotten. A pretty little boat. It's nice to see smaller boats out here. Maybe it's envy, but I do get tired of seeing all the 46 and 54s and 61s. It's nice to see some other small boats. It is Saturday, the 12th of February, 2022, and we are coming back, and we are returning from the Dry Tortugas. We've had these northeast winds, and they're actually a little bit stronger than what was forecast. It was supposed to be just kind of 7 to 10 knots. It's been more like 10 to 15, which is good. We're not complaining. And hopefully it'll back. It's forecast to back a little more northerly. Right now we're on starboard tack. We're taking a hitch back up to the north. because we're starting to get too far south, just because we can't lay the course with the wind. But anyway, I'm going to try to make it to Newfound Harbor, because it's a good place to weather a blow. We don't have a terrible amount of wind coming, but it's going to be brisk starting tomorrow night with the passage of a cold front, 20 to 25 knots, and that's going to persist all the way through Thursday. So tomorrow's Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it looks like Thursday night it'll start to dial down a bit. But it's all going to be 20, 25, you know, with higher gusts. So it's going to be windy. And so I find Newfound Harbor is a good shelter, is a good place for to hang on your hook in windy weather. It's reasonably well protected and has excellent holding. But that means that it's going to be an overnight trip, because it's almost 3 in the afternoon now. And we've advanced about 30, 35 miles, and it's a little over 80 miles. So we got 45, 50 miles left to run. And not exactly sure what this wind's going to do in the next 12 hours. GFS, ECMWF don't really agree. The GFS looks much better for us. It's just going to gradually back northerly and remaining kind of 10 to 15. So if that happens, we're in good shape. ECMWF shows it becoming very light overnight. Still backing, but very light winds, kind of about 5 knots, 8 knots. So anyway, so once again, we don't know exactly what's going to happen here. So getting out of the Dry Tortugas this morning, it was quite the morning. Not sure, can't remember when was the last time. I committed so many screw-ups in one morning. I just don't know what it was. Whether I was just eager to catch that favorable. I was a bit nervous about getting out of there. So I weighed anchor fine, and then heading out the channel, I wanted to get the staysail up because I was going to come up close hauled. I wanted to have plenty of drive on her. And while I was noodling with that, I didn't have the helm lashed well, and so she rounded up into the wind, and I was off the side of the channel and going up onto the shoal. So I had to scramble aft up helm, try to get back in the channel, and I held my breath. I could clearly see the bottom going under the boat, and for a few minutes there, I thought, well, for a few seconds there, I thought sure I was going to go aground. And you know, be in a place where the whole harbor was watching. Now, probably where I would have gone aground would have been so that wind and waves were pushing me back into the channel. So had I gone aground, I probably would have just bounced off back into the channel. But as I say, with the whole harbor watching, that would have been a solid 10 on the embarrassment scale, especially wearing my How to Sail Oceans t-shirt. So then I get the staysail raised, and it's just flogging in the wind, and I realize I forgot to tie on the sheets. So I wrestle it back down. I'm still in the narrow channel, get the sheets quickly tied, get that raised. She begins to heel over, and I hear bang, bang, thud, and I realized I'd forgotten to lash down the big solar panel on the cabin top, so it went tumbling. So I had to rescue that and tie it down. So anyway, and tacked out of there. So anyway, finally got sorted out. And after that, it's been a pretty good day. Yeah, what a morning. Jeez. And, well, I guess that keeps you humble, right? You think, just when you think you know what you're doing, all of a sudden, you just commit a whole series of errors. Although this was not, I mean, a lot of these were rookie errors. So I don't know what was up with me this morning. Well, there's our friend there, the little blue boat. I don't know if you can make it out. He has no sails up, so he's obviously resorted to the iron topsail. There's no question the iron topsail improves windward performance by many %. So as the sun now sinks into the western horizon to conclude the day, our little ship presses on eastward toward Key West and then Newfound Harbor, where I hope to find a snug anchorage for this impending weather. Well, I was hoping we'd make it, but of course Neptune's just gonna take one last swipe at me here. Got about 5 miles to go to Newfound Harbor, and we get hit with this damn squall. Got her down to just the double reef main. We got winds about 25-30 knots. Hopefully this will